horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G. It's time to do another movie review. It's time to review the supernatural horror movie, The Wretched. Now, The Wretched is a 2020 supernatural horror movie. It was written and directed by Drew and Brett Pierce. It stars John Paul Howard, Piper Kudra, Jameson Jones, and Zara Mahler. I think I pronounced their names right. Now, basically, a defiant teenage boy struggling with his parents' intimate divorce faces off with a 1,000-year-old witch who is living beneath the skin of and posing as the woman next door. That's basically what the plot of this movie is. And I really did enjoy this movie. So you're going to find out how much I love The Wretched. Now, most of the time when Emma from Spooky Astronauts recommends a movie for me to watch, I actually enjoy them. I think we have a pretty good rapport with what we like as far as horror movies is concerned. They're pretty good. So after seeing her review of The Wretched, I decided to watch it, and I believe that I enjoyed this one a little bit better than she did. Now, once again, this was written and directed by Brett and Drew Pierce. We have your basic setting that we've seen before in plenty of horror movies. You know, we have a nice seashore town. We have a young person that comes in and tries to fit in. And of course, there's either a town curse or a local creature or monster that the young person encounters and has to defeat in order to save his life, his family's life, or the girl that he met at the local town's lives. That's basically what this film is about. We've seen this all before. Now, while this horror movie doesn't bring anything new to the table, nor is it a game changer for the horror genre, it is a decent independent film. It was filmed very nicely. It has decent practical effects, has some good acting from an unknown cast. For me, it's a nice horror movie to watch while we're still on lockdown from COVID-19. I think you guys will enjoy this one. Now, after a gross-out opening, we're introduced to Ben. He's spending the summer with his father, Liam, because his parents are divorcing. They're separated. Now, while working with his father at his boat shop marina, Ben befriends a fellow co-worker named Mallory. He struggles to get along with the local kids there, and also getting along with his father's new girlfriend named Sarah. You know, typical teen angst. Now, while this is happening, strange things are happening in the woods where Liam and his neighbor Abby and her family lives near. Now, after a strange figure, which is the witch, comes out of the woods into her house, Abby starts acting real strange and scares her son Dylan. It isn't before long that Ben notices something weird is happening next door. Obviously, the witches now possess Abby, and she's doing some weird shit. She's scaring the shit out of her son Dylan. Some strange things are happening, and that's basically when the movie really starts to pick up. Now, as I stated earlier, the Pierce brothers, despite the low budget that they probably had, they did a pretty good job on how well the film looks. Very high-looking produced movie. It's also well-paced. They did a nice job of setting up the story and introducing the characters. While it's a basic story that we've seen before in other horror movies, the Pierce brothers make Ben and the people in this tale interesting. They don't flood it with cliche characters or moments that will cause the audience to lose interest in the story. Yeah, we do have some cliche moments in this film, but I think because of the acting the actors do, we're not bored. We're not, ho-hum, here we go again. Now, this is where you have to get credit to the unknown cast here, starting with John Paul Howard, who plays Ben. He does a good job in showing the struggles Ben is having, you know, dealing with his parents' divorce, struggling along to get on with his father's girlfriend, you know, trying to be friends with the local kids, and also with Mallory. The typical teen angst that we've seen in mostly all these pictures. But I think John Paul Howard does a good job in displaying these normal cliched moments that we see in other horror pictures. But you do have to give the Pierce brothers credit because it's how well they've written the story and how well John Paul Howard acts. Now, what drives the film and the story are Ben's encounter with the witch from the woods. Those scenes are very creepy, and the Pierce brothers do an extra job in creating the correct tone and atmosphere, especially when Ben sees the witch and later on when the witch possesses Abby. There are some great moments and some great, really crazy scenes in the film. Now, while the relationship between Ben and Liam is your typical cliched one, both John and Jameson Jones, who plays Liam, they have good chemistry together. You can see the frustration on Liam's face when things go wrong for Ben, especially during the second act of the movie. There are certain instances where you think that your son is on drugs. He thinks Ben is on drugs because he is saying some outlandish things about Abby, which of course the audience knows is true, but they're not, you know, they don't know that yet. Now, he truly wants to believe what his son is saying, despite how ridiculous it sounds. I like those moments that they throw in there, especially during the second act. Now, his relationship with Mallory, played by Piper Kudra, is your typical new out of town boy girl meets local cute girl boy cliche. Yeah. While Piper Country is okay as Mallory, the script doesn't allow her character to grow. The only thing we know about Mallory is that she has a younger sister, and that's basically used to put the child in danger cliche. Now, I love how the Pierce brothers use practical effects on the witch. Now, while we've seen this type of setting before in other horror movies, the brothers did a good job on making the witch scary and frightening without using fake jump scares. I mean, now we don't really get to see the whole aspect of the witch, but the moments we do see, she's creepy, she's obviously a little bit frightening looking. I like the music in the background that they play when the witch comes into play. I also like how Zara Mauler, when after the witch possesses, I like her character, how she becomes real frightening. She looks frightening even though she's human, but we know that she's not. You can tell that she can snap people's necks off if she really could. But I believe that's how good. That's because of Zara Mauler's acting and how good the Pierce brothers did in this movie. No, not everything is great in this movie. One of the things I wish they could have had more background on mythology of the witch. It would have been nice to get more exposition on who or what this witch is and why she only attacks the people that she does. My guess is the Pierce brothers felt it would make the character or the witch more scarier. And like I said, we do have some cliched moments throughout the film, and there are some logic gaps that happen. But I'm willing to overlook that. It didn't take away my enjoyment of the film. So, despite the simple story and the cliched moments, we have an excellent, well-made horror movie here. We get some decent body horror moments in this film. We have some decent acting, nice practical effects, and a nice twist that happens towards the end of the movie. Again, while this is not the best supernatural horror movie, it's certainly not the worst, and I believe this is like watching an adult version of a Goosebumps episode. You got the typical teenage storyline. You got a bunch of kids in here, and but it's more adult oriented. Obviously, with the practical effects and the body horror, I believe this is like an adult version of a Goosebumps episode. So I think you guys would actually like it. And I'm pretty sure some people will not like it, but I enjoyed it, and I think you guys will like it too. So I'm going to give The Wretched 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Yes, I'm going to give it 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Like I said, I really did enjoy it. I think it's one of the better horror movies I've seen so far this year. It's not great. It's not going to change anything in the horror genre, but I think overall it's a good horror picture for you guys to see. So, if you guys have seen The Wretched, what do you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Do you think this was just an average or below average horror picture? Or did you enjoy it like I did? Leave your comments on the comment section below and tell me what you thought about The Wretched. And so that's my review and video for The Wretched. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and like and share. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Also, all my social media links will be in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember, horror rules. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.
No fair.